answer here question first. I think the first week of the semester always sucks a little bit. For this semester, it's quite normal. Basically, it's kind of hard to switch from vacation mode to work mode. I can't hang out with my friends that often. I can't sleep to noon. I don't have much free time. And it do feel worse when I know we start our school a week earlier than most of the school does. So here is my speech. It was a cold winter night. After the entire day of classes, I was having dinner and saw the news forecasting possible snow on the other side. And as a person that like cold places and snow, I really wanted to see it. So I asked my friends if any of them wanted to go with me. Are you out of your mind? What's the problem with you? It's really dangerous to go to mountain at night without any planning. Those were replies I was receiving. Obviously, the plan was way too impromptu for my friends to come. So I decided to go along. Back then, I thought they were overreacting, and I told myself, come on, Yangmingshan is a tourist spot, and many people will definitely come to see the snow. I can get lost even if I want. Without any hesitation, I took a bus halfway up the mountain and started walking from there. A shirt, pants, and a jacket were everything I wore, and I could feel the cold wind blowing through my clothes, so cold that I felt as if I was naked. However, as I walked farther, my body started to heat up, and I didn't feel cold anymore. It was amazing to not feel cold with only these clothes on, when the temperature was actually near freezing. Along the way, I could see people going by, chatting happily about the snow they were going to see. After around half an hour of walking, I saw a last taken road which my Google Map said to be a shortcut. At that point, I started to hesitate whether or not to take that shortcut. On the one hand, I didn't want to go home too late, so I had to arrive at my destination as soon as possible. On the other hand, I was afraid that I could get lost if I take that road. After a few minutes of thinking, I decided to take that road. And it was the moment when things started to go wrong. After a few hundred meters, I found that my phone went off. I remembered clearly the last time I checked my Google Map, the battery was at around 40%. Suddenly, I recalled the fact that electronics are prone to go off in low temperature. So I tried to heat it up with my hands. But unfortunately, it didn't help. So actually, it was not too late to return to the original road because I was not lost at all. But I chose to believe that I had remembered the road to my destination and decided to keep on going, even though I knew deep down that it was definitely not a good idea at all. As I walked farther, I saw less and less houses, less and less road ramps, and the road was getting really dark. At that point, I knew it did not look good, and I told myself, okay, time to get out, I should go home now. However, when I was trying to find my way back, the road only got darker. In the end, there was nothing and no one, just a dark, endlessly stretching road with a few road lamps. Plots from horror movies started to pop up in my mind, and I really didn't know how I would end. I tried my best to stop myself from thinking these horrible things and trying to find any way to get myself out of this place. Then, I saw a bus stop, but it was old and obviously didn't look working anymore. However, I was so desperate that I assumed a bus would still come over and take me to the nearest LRT station if I waited there. To my disappointment, nothing came, and I started to feel really cold. I was thinking that if I didn't make such a stupid decision, I could have been home, enjoying dinner with my family, and watching my favorite TV show. Then I realized that thinking about that wouldn't help at all, because the truth was that I was lost in this terrible place, and I was cold and starved. Suddenly, I saw a red car go up, and a woman asked me if I needed any help. I was almost touched to tears. She then took me to the nearest LRT station, and I just couldn't stop saying thank you to her. Without that kind of woman, I would probably never be here anymore. After this horrible experience, I swear that I should and I would never and ever put myself in such a great danger again. Back to TNE.